In the quiet hush of early dawn, the Andean mountains stretched beneath a pale pink sky, their snowy peaks kissed by the first light of day. The wind moved gently through the valleys, carrying with it the scent of earth and stone, of eucalyptus and morning mist. Somewhere far below, hidden in a green cradle of hills, the ancient city of Cusco began to stir, still wrapped in the sleepy silence of centuries. You walk slowly along a narrow mountain path, the stones warm beneath your feet despite the early chill. Birds call lazily from high branches above, and the steady hum of nature settles around you like a soft blanket. The journey has just begun, and already the world feels slower, softer, calmer. The Inca Empire, once the mightiest in South America, begins to reveal itself not in sudden grandeur, but in quiet harmony. The terraces carved into the slopes are like steps into history, each one carefully built, perfectly angled to catch the rain and sun. Farmers with calm eyes and strong hands tend to their maize and potatoes, humming old songs that echo back from the cliffs. A child waves from a stone doorway, and you smile, feeling the warmth of community in the cool air. Life here is patient, deeply connected to the earth and sky. Everything moves with the rhythm of nature, the planting of crops, the movement of animals, the changing of the sun. You pass an old man sitting beside a small stream, his hands weaving vibrant threads into cloth. He nods to you, his face lined with time, but his eyes peaceful. His weaving tells a story, of the mountain gods, the sun father, the moon mother. He gestures to the flowing water. Yaku, he says softly. It carries our memories. In the distance, a faint drumbeat begins, slow and steady. It is not loud, yet it fills the valley with presence. A messenger, or chaski, runs along a trail on the opposite slope, carrying a bundle of knotted cords, Quipu, the sacred language of knots. He moves with grace, his steps light and sure, as if guided by the ancestors themselves. You find a resting place beneath a tall tree, its leaves whispering overhead. The view stretches wide, lush valleys, rising peaks, distant paths worn smooth by generations of feet. The stillness is alive here, every breeze a word, every rustle a thought. You close your eyes and breathe in. Here, in the cradle of the Andes, the Inca world begins to unfold, not as a rush of history, but as a soft invitation. An invitation to slow down, to listen to the wind, to feel the stones, to dream beneath the sun. The journey is long, but there is no need to hurry. The Lofi rhythm of the earth beats gently under your feet. And so, the story begins. The sacred valley cradles the spirit of the Inca like a mother holding her child. As you step softly through its fertile heart, the air feels different, light yet deep, scented with wildflowers and cool river spray. Fields stretch out in gentle greens and golds, framed by the majestic mountains, as if the earth itself is humming a lullaby. You walk beside the Urubamba River, its soft gurgle mingling with the wind that dances over the water. Small farms line the hills, their stone terraces curved like gentle smiles in the earth. Women in colorful ponchos tend to plants, their hands moving in rhythm with the soil. Children chase one another between stalks of maize, their laughter carried on the breeze like birdsong. Stone walls guide your path, ancient, but firm, leading you to a quiet village where thatched roofs blend into the hills. A local elder offers you a drink of chicha, the sweet, frothy corn beer, served in a clay cup warmed by the sun. You sip it slowly, its flavor earthy and rich, grounding you in the moment. In the distance, a conch shell echoes, low and long, calling the community together for a small harvest ritual. You follow the sound through rows of tall quinoa plants to a clearing where people have gathered around a central stone altar. The priest, draped in red and gold, offers coca leaves to Pachamama, Mother Earth, in thanks for the bounty she has given. You sit quietly at the edge, letting the rhythm of prayer and flute music wash over you. The fire in the center crackles gently. Around you, faces are lit by golden light, peaceful, reverent, connected. You look up to the sky. A condor soars above, wide wings carving slow circles in the blue. The bird is sacred, a messenger between this world and the divine. You watch it glide effortlessly, as if time itself is slowing with its flight. When the ceremony ends, you follow a quiet footpath deeper into the valley, the evening sun casting a soft orange glow over the hills. You find a stone bench beside a small canal, its water moving gently past your fingers. You sit in silence. The sacred valley has spoken, not with words, but with peace. Cusco rises gently from the valley floor, its red roofs and winding streets weaving a tapestry of time. You arrive early in the morning, mist still clinging to the tiled rooftops, the sound of wooden wheels and soft footsteps echoing on cobblestone. This was once the heart of an empire, the navel of the world. The layout of Cusco forms the shape of a puma, sacred animal of strength. You follow its spine, the main street, deeper into the old city, past walls built with such precision that not even a blade of grass fits between the stones. The Inca stonework glows in the early light. Massive blocks fitted perfectly, each one a testament to ancient skill and patience. You pause to run your fingers along the smooth edges, marveling at how they've endured time, weather, and conquest. A group of weavers sit under an arched plaza, their fingers dancing over bright yarns, red like the sky at dusk, blue like the deepest lake, yellow like the sun. They hum gently as they work, the threads telling stories passed down through generations. You step inside a calm courtyard where a small fountain sings in whispers. The water dances over stone, creating tiny ripples in the shallow pool. Around you, carved symbols of sun gods and jaguars seem to breathe with life. In the Temple of the Sun, once covered in sheets of gold, light spills through windows aligned with the solstice. Even now, the stones hum with quiet power. You sit cross-legged near the altar, feeling the warmth in the silence, as if the gods still listen. As the sun climbs higher, the city wakes more fully, but even in its busyness, Cusco holds peace. The past and present walk hand in hand here. Every wall, every plaza, every breath of air carries memory. You climb to the Sacsayhuaman fortress on the hill. Its zigzagging walls guard the city like gentle arms. From here, you see all of Cusco. The rooftops like petals, the people moving like flowing threads in a grand tapestry. You sit under the shade of a eucalyptus tree, letting the city hum beneath you like a distant lullaby. You breathe deep. Cusco is alive, ancient, enduring, serene. Cusco rises gently from the valley floor, its red roofs and winding streets weaving a tapestry of time. You arrive early in the morning, mist still clinging to the tiled rooftops, the sound of wooden wheels and soft footsteps echoing on cobblestone. This was once the heart of an empire, the navel of the world. The layout of Cusco forms the shape of a puma, sacred animal of strength. You follow its spine, the main street, deeper into the old city, past walls built with such precision that not even a blade of grass fits between the stones. The Inca stonework glows in the early light. Massive blocks fitted perfectly, each one a testament to ancient skill and patience. You pause to run your fingers along the smooth edges, marveling at how they've endured time, weather, and conquest. A group of weavers sit under an arched plaza, their fingers dancing over bright yarns, red like the sky at dusk, blue like the deepest lake, yellow like the sun. They hum gently as they work, the threads telling stories passed down through generations. You step inside a calm courtyard where a small fountain sings in whispers. The water dances over stone, creating tiny ripples in the shallow pool. Around you, carved symbols of sun gods and jaguars seem to breathe with life. In the Temple of the Sun, once covered in sheets of gold, light spills through windows aligned with the solstice. Even now, the stones hum with quiet power. You sit cross-legged near the altar, feeling the warmth in the silence, as if the gods still listen. As the sun climbs higher, the city wakes more fully, but even in its busyness, Cusco holds peace. The past and present walk hand in hand here. Every wall, every plaza, every breath of air carries memory. You climb to the Sacsayhuaman fortress on the hill. Its zigzagging walls guard the city like gentle arms. From here, you see all of Cusco. The rooftops like petals, the people moving like flowing threads in a grand tapestry. You sit under the shade of a eucalyptus tree, letting the city hum beneath you like a distant lullaby. You breathe deep. Cusco is alive, ancient, enduring, serene. Hidden in the hills above Cusco lies a quiet secret, the Temple of the Moon. You find it near twilight, the path shaded by tall eucalyptus trees. The air is cool and still. Birds rustle in the branches. You move gently, as if entering a dream. The temple is carved directly into stone, its entrance low and curved, like the inside of the earth itself. You step in, and the light dims. It's peaceful here, the walls holding silence like sacred water. Soft patterns are carved into the rock, lunar shapes, jaguars, and serpents. You sit on a smooth ledge inside, lit by the fading light from the doorway. The air is cool on your skin, and the stone beneath you is comforting. You close your eyes and breathe deeply. The Moon Temple was once a place of sacred ceremony, a space to speak with the stars and seek balance. Outside, the moon rises slowly, a silver lantern against a violet sky. You step back out and look up. Stars appear, one by one. The Andean sky feels close here, as if you could reach up and touch it. An owl hoots in the distance, slow and deep. The night begins to hum with life, not loudly, but gently, like a lullaby. You feel a deep calm settling in your chest, as though the temple has shared a quiet blessing with you. You lie down beside the stone wall, watching the sky. The moonlight washes everything in silver. The land sleeps, and so do you, with the ancestors near, and the stars watching over. In a sunlit courtyard, far from the main roads, you find a circle of weavers. Their fingers move like music, looping, tying, tightening strands of vibrant wool. The colors sing, deep red, ocean blue, maize yellow, and earthy brown. Each thread tells a story. Each knot holds memory. An elder smiles and hands you a spindle. You try spinning the wool, slowly at first, and then smoother as she guides you. Her voice is soft, telling stories of how the threads mirror rivers, mountains, and skies. She says weaving is a form of prayer. The fabric they create isn't just for clothing, it's for ceremony, for offering, for identity. Designs passed down for generations carry knowledge of crops, seasons, and stars. You see jaguars in the patterns, suns, llamas, and fields. Children laugh nearby, learning to weave for the first time. They sit cross-legged, tongues pressed in concentration, guided gently by patient hands. It's more than a craft, it's a language, a legacy. A kettle whistles. You're handed a cup of herbal tea, warm, aromatic, soothing. You sit on a woven mat under the sun, sipping slowly, listening to the chatter and quiet jokes of the weavers. Laughter is soft and free here. You realize, in this quiet moment, time isn't rushing forward. It's looping, weaving, circling back. Like the thread in your fingers. You wake to the sound of flutes. Not sharp or loud, but soft, as if the mountains themselves are singing. You follow the melody through a narrow trail until you reach a small gathering under a canopy of trees. A few musicians sit in a circle, surrounded by wildflowers and curious animals. One plays a wooden quina flute. Another taps a bombo drum with gentle hands. The sounds blend like a breeze through leaves. You sit nearby, listening. The music doesn't demand attention, it welcomes you into stillness. A child begins to dance slowly, her bare feet tapping the earth in rhythm. Around her, others smile but say nothing. It is a sacred moment, one held by sound and silence together. Later, an elder sings a song in Quechua, a soft story of a river that forgets its name, and of a mountain that dreams. The notes rise and fall like breath. You close your eyes. You feel your heartbeat soften, matching the drum. When the music pauses, the quiet is even deeper, not empty, but full. The mountains listen too. You leave that place with a melody in your chest. And even long after the music fades, it still hums softly in your heart. The morning is quiet, the kind that wraps around you like a warm poncho. In a mountain clearing, you find a small circle of villagers preparing for a ritual. Today, they will honor Pachamama, the Earth Mother, giver of life, balance, and nourishment. You are invited to join, gently guided to sit upon woven blankets laid out on soft grass. A small fire flickers in the center, surrounded by coca leaves, corn, flowers, and hand-carved figures. The air smells of sage and sun. An old woman speaks softly in Quechua, offering words to the mountains. She raises a bowl of chicha to the east, then slowly pours some into the soil. For the earth, she whispers. Always give before you take. You take part by placing a flower on the altar. It feels light in your hand, but meaningful. Around you, others do the same, each person contributing something, no matter how small. Then comes silence. Not the absence of sound, but a fullness. The wind speaks in gentle rustles. The earth feels awake. A deep stillness settles over the group like mist over water. Afterward, food is shared. Warm potatoes baked in the ground, roasted maize, and sweet fruit passed from hand to hand. Laughter rises softly. The act of eating feels sacred, not just sustenance, but gratitude. You lie back on the grass, looking up at the sky. You feel held by the earth. Grounded. Cared for. Pachamama has heard your breath, and she answers with peace. You travel east, where the land opens up into the great blue stretch of Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world. Its waters are still and vast, mirroring the skies so perfectly that you feel suspended between two worlds. You take a slow boat across the lake. The waves lap gently against the wooden hull, the sound steady and hypnotic. Birds skim across the surface. Distant islands rise from the water like gentle giants asleep. You arrive at Isla del Sol, the island of the sun, a sacred place in Inca legend, said to be the birthplace of their first ancestors. You step ashore, the soft sand warm beneath your feet. The wind carries the scent of reeds and sun. You hike slowly up ancient stone steps to the top of the island. Along the way, you pass terraced farms and quiet stone ruins. Llamas graze peacefully. The view widens with each step until you see water in every direction, endless, blue, silent. At the summit, you sit beneath a twisted tree and listen to the water. It's as if the lake breathes, calmly and deeply. The sun begins to set, turning the sky to lavender and gold. As twilight settles, the first stars blink awake. You curl into a blanket and close your eyes to the rhythm of lapping waves. In this place between land and sky, you feel both very small and very safe. You descend from the mountains into the edge of the cloud forest, where mist drapes over green like a soft shawl. Everything here is hushed, the trees tall and shadowed, the ferns curling like sleeping fingers. Birdsong echoes softly between the trees. A bright-colored toucan flashes by, a burst of yellow and red. Monkeys rustle gently in the canopy above. The forest is alive, but calm, curious, careful. You walk slowly on a narrow trail, your steps muffled by moss. The air is damp, smelling of rain and earth. Tiny orchids bloom in quiet corners, glowing like little lanterns in the shade. You meet a healer gathering herbs near a waterfall. She speaks little, but her presence is peaceful. She shows you a leaf that soothes the stomach, a root for dreams. Her hands move gently over each plant, like offering thanks with every touch. At the waterfall's base, you remove your shoes and let the water wash over your feet. The cool rush tickles your skin. You sit on a smooth rock, watching droplets fall like glass beads from high above. You camp that night near a slow-moving stream. The forest sings softly, frogs, owls, rustling leaves. You fall asleep to the rhythm of the jungle's breath. As the sky turns from navy to soft pink, you find yourself in a high mountain meadow. Mist swirls around your legs like clouds kissing the earth. And then, the soft rustle of wool. A small herd of llamas moves gently through the haze. They step with care, their eyes calm and curious. You sit on a boulder, and one approaches. It sniffs your bag, then moves on, unconcerned. These animals are sacred companions of the Andes, strong, quiet, unhurried. Their herder waves from a distance and joins you. He wears a hand-woven poncho and carries a gentle smile. Together, you share a quiet breakfast, bread, cheese, and coca tea. No rush, no need for many words. You learn that each llama has a name and personality. Some are bold, others shy. They are not just pack animals, but friends. The herder calls softly, and the llamas respond. The bond is quiet, but strong. Later, you help lead the herd along a narrow pass. They move as one, soft hooves padding gently over stone. You follow their rhythm, letting your pace slow to match theirs. The mist lifts slowly, revealing green valleys below. The sun touches the mountains. The llamas graze in silence. You sit among them, a part of the morning, a part of the peace. Night falls high in the Andes. The sky is clear, a black canvas scattered with stars. You lie on a soft mat beside a quiet fire, wrapped in a thick woven blanket. The air is crisp but still. An elder sits beside you, pointing to constellations. Not the ones you know from books, but animals, rivers, mountains. The dark constellations of the Inca. Shapes made not from stars, but from the spaces between them. There is a llama there, he whispers. There, the fox. And over there, the serpent. You squint and slowly see them. Patterns hidden in plain sight. He tells you stories of Viracocha, the creator god, who walked among the stars. Of the Milky Way, called Mayu, the celestial river that mirrors the Urubamba below. The fire crackles gently. A dog snores nearby. The wind brushes the edges of your blanket. Everything is slow, still, sacred. You close your eyes, not to sleep just yet, but to listen. The stars do not speak in words. They speak in silence, deep, ancient, comforting. Tonight, you sleep under their watch. A guest in the sky's quiet house. You rise before the sun. The air is cool, and mist curls between mountain peaks. You're on the final stretch of an ancient trail, and ahead, the sacred city of Machu Picchu waits like a dream just waking. As you ascend, birdsong echoes in the canyons. Each step brings the world into clearer focus. And then, the clouds part. There it is, stone terraces carved into the mountain, temples nestled in green, walls that rise with grace into the sky. You pause in awe. Machu Picchu is not loud or grand like a palace, it is quiet, hidden, gentle. The stones blend into the cliffs, as if the city grew from the earth itself. You enter through the sun gate. The golden light creeps across the stonework, illuminating sacred sites one by one. The Temple of the Sun. The Sacred Rock. The Room of the Three Windows. Everything glows with a soft morning breath. Llamas graze silently among the ruins. A few other travelers whisper nearby, their voices respectful, hushed. Everyone seems to sense the presence here, something ancient, still, and watching. You wander through the city slowly, touching the stones. Each one was placed by hand. No mortar. Just patience, and love for the earth. You rest near the Temple of the Condor, where wings are carved into stone. Above, a real condor glides. A perfect echo. Machu Picchu doesn't shout its history. It sings it softly, like wind through tall grass. You listen, and it welcomes you into its dream. Later that day, you walk along the outer terraces of Machu Picchu, where the sun warms the stones and flowers bloom quietly in crevices. You meet a stonemason's great-grandchild, a gentle man with strong hands and quiet eyes. He shows you a wall, its angles perfect. This is the language of stone, he says, placing your hand on it. It holds memory. You learn how the Inca read the cracks and lines, how they built without iron tools, using heart, listening to the stone, shaping it as a friend, not an object. He explains how different stones were chosen for different purposes, some to hold water, some to anchor energy, some to hum with the seasons. There's no blueprint, only understanding. You sit beside him for a while as he repairs a low terrace wall. His movements are unhurried. He fits each stone like a lullaby being composed in silence. Stone doesn't forget, he says. It holds peace, if you listen long enough. You stay until the light turns golden. Then you continue your walk, pausing often to touch the old walls. You no longer see them as ruins, but as letters in a long, gentle song. You walk along a quieter portion of the Inca Trail, away from crowds and noise. The sun dips low, and the forest turns golden. Trees cast long shadows, and orchids glow in the warm light. The path narrows between tall stone walls. You walk alone, yet feel watched over, by ancestors, by nature, by memory. The stones are cool underfoot. A stream flows beside the trail, gurgling softly like a lullaby. You pass ancient steps carved into the mountain, winding upward in curves like poetry. You stop to rest at a high ridge, where the land spreads below like a painted cloth, green valleys, shining rivers, distant peaks. As dusk falls, the wind grows cooler. You wrap yourself in a shawl and sip coca tea from your flask. You see a distant firelight across the canyon. Somewhere, someone else is sitting quietly too. When the stars begin to appear, you continue your walk slowly. Fireflies blink around you. An owl glides silently above. The trail seems endless, but in a good way. Like a soft thought that never has to finish. Eventually, you find a small stone shelter. You curl up under its sloped roof and drift to sleep with the trail beneath you, the stars above, and the journey still gently unfolding. In a quiet village near the clouds, you meet an elder named Amaru. His eyes are soft, his voice like wind rustling through dried leaves. He is the storyteller, the Yachak, keeper of knowledge and memory. You sit with him under a tree shaped like a flame. Children gather around, settling into silence without being told. Amaru begins to speak, slowly, rhythmically, like a drumbeat softened by time. He tells of the first Inca who rose from the lake, guided by the sun. Of the great expansion across mountains and forests. Of the moment the stars wept when the last emperor was taken. His voice never rises. Yet you feel the power in it, not force, but truth. He pauses often, sipping from a clay cup, watching the clouds pass. You realize the silences between his words are part of the story too. Later, he invites you into his home. The walls are covered in textiles, each one telling a tale. He touches one gently. This, he says, is how we remember without paper. You thank him as the day ends. He smiles, placing a small woven charm in your hand. Every journey needs a story, he says. Now you carry one too. Night settles over the sacred valley once more. You are back where you began, but something inside you has shifted, not loudly, but deeply. You walk slowly through a quiet field where soft lamps glow in windows. Dogs bark softly in the distance, and a river murmurs nearby. The smell of wood smoke lingers in the air. You pass a small shrine under a tree, offerings of stones, feathers, and coca leaves laid gently on an old cloth. You add your charm from Amaru and whisper a thank you. You find your resting place in a simple room with a thick wool blanket. You sit by the open window, watching the stars blink awake one by one. The land breathes. So do you. You reflect on all you've seen, the mountains, the roads, the lakes, the temples, the people. Each moment was a thread. Now they've been woven into something whole. You lie down, your body sinking into the softness of the bed, your breath slow and even. Outside, the wind sings. Inside, your heart echoes with stillness. The valley sleeps. And now, so do you. The morning is bright and alive with color. Today is Inti Raymi, the festival of the sun. Once celebrated by emperors, it is now shared by the people with joy and reverence. You join the gathering at Sacsayhuaman, high above Cusco. Drums begin to beat in slow, steady rhythm. Flutes cry softly. The air is filled with the smell of flowers, incense, and roasted corn. Dancers move in flowing circles, their footsteps ancient, their motions smooth and hypnotic. The high priest, dressed in golden robes, raises his arms to the sky. His words are in Quechua, but their meaning is felt: gratitude for the sun, the source of warmth, light, and life. You are offered a flower crown and sit among villagers on soft grass. Children pass by, waving banners of red and yellow. Llamas with woven ribbons walk calmly between the crowd. No one rushes. Every step feels sacred. Then comes a quiet moment. The drums fall silent. Everyone turns to face the sun, which shines high above. You close your eyes and feel its light on your face. A warm hand on your cheek. A soft blessing. Later, food is shared: potatoes, maize cakes, sweet fruit, warm tea. You eat slowly, smiling with those around you. There is music again, but it is gentle, flutes and voices rising like smoke into the blue. Inti Raymi is not just a celebration. It is a remembering. That even in the modern world, the old ways still breathe softly through the land. You rise early to walk alone into the mountains. The trail is quiet, the world wrapped in gray mist. You carry only a small bag, a blanket, and a smooth stone from the sacred valley. This is a pilgrimage, not toward a place, but toward stillness. You follow the curves of a forgotten path. Each turn reveals valleys shrouded in silence. No houses, no people, only wind and time. A condor watches from a high ledge. You bow your head in respect. As you climb higher, the air grows thin, and your breath slows. You sit on a boulder and drink tea from a calabash gourd. The silence is deep here, not empty, but full of listening. You reach a high ridge where prayer flags flutter gently in the breeze. You place your stone at the top of a cairn, among many others. A small offering. A whisper of presence. You wrap yourself in your blanket and lie down on the grass. You close your eyes. You feel the mountain beneath you. You do not need to move. The mountain holds you. The clouds begin to clear. Light spills across the peaks. Far below, you see trails like threads, rivers like silver, and the wind's fingers brushing over it all. You breathe deeply. In this moment, you feel both alone and connected. Quiet and powerful. Small, yet infinite. The mountain spirit does not speak in words. But it leaves a message in your heart. Your journey winds slowly to its end. The road back is familiar now: the stones, the rivers, the scent of eucalyptus. You no longer rush. You walk like the mountains move, steadily, with presence. You arrive at the same spot where your journey began, the edge of the sacred valley, near a tall tree overlooking the hills. You sit beneath it, legs folded, breath calm. Birds sing softly. A dog naps nearby. Somewhere, a flute plays a distant tune. You smile. You take out the charm Amaru gave you. You place it gently at the base of the tree, beside small stones and bits of color left by others who came before. Your journey becomes part of something larger now. You sit for a long time, letting the silence grow deep around you. You think of the sun temples, the road, the weavers, the stars. You do not try to hold on. You simply thank them, softly, in your chest. When you finally stand and begin your walk down the hill, the land feels different. Not because it has changed, but because you have. The wind carries your steps. The mountains hum a quiet goodbye. And in your heart, the Inca story continues, gently, forever, in peace.